Good morning, Superintendent Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 24th Annual Superintendent's Breakfast. I am Cadet Colonel Abasherbi, Corps Commander for our wonderful USD 259 district. We will begin our ceremony with the presentation of the colors. The colors will be posted by Cadet Sergeant First Class Pham, Cadet Sergeant Major Hernandez, Cadet Sergeant Griffin, and Cadet Master Sergeant Loftus. The national anthem will be sung by Cadet First Sergeant Marie Lowest, Cadet Private Serenity Wheeler, Cadet Master Sergeant Tatiana Escuela, and Cadet Private First Class Catherine Nemeth.
Colors, halt. Reset, arms. Permission to post colors.
You may post the colors.
Thank you, ma'am. Order, arms, post. Colors. Post. Right, face. Forward, march.
Before we get started, I would like to thank you all for being here, and I would like to thank you all for your hard work and everything you do. I am truly honored to be in a room full of very important leaders. Today, you will be presented with multiple speeches given by some of our outstanding cadets. We are here to show you the importance of the JROTC program and the impact the program has on our students. But before we get into all the fun stuff, I know you guys are all very hungry, so we will begin eating breakfast. We will start our breakfast line with our two head tables. That'll be table 5 and table 6. You may go ahead and eat up. We will begin with the recitement of the cadet creeds. The JROTC creed will be recited by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Nina Castellanos, and the leadership creed will be recited by Cadet Private Ariella Rivera. So you guys please come up here. Make sure you recite this.
Sorry, I still have food in my mouth. I am a proud Wichita cadet. I always conduct myself to bring credit to my family, country, school, and the Corps cadets. I am loyal and patriotic. I am the future of the United States of America. I do not lie, cheat, or steal, and will always be accountable for my actions and deeds. I will always practice good citizenship and patriotism. I will work hard to improve my mind and strengthen my body. I will seek the mantle of leadership and stand prepared to uphold the Constitution and the American way of life. May God grant me the strength to always live by this creed.
I am a cadet in the Wichita Leadership Program. I will be respectful at all times. I will maintain a high standard of integrity. I will wear my uniform with pride and honor. I will take pride in myself, school, and community. I will strive to help my peers achieve success. I will participate in the leadership activities. I accept the leadership challenge. Rua.
So now we can sit back, you can eat your breakfast, and listen to JROTC in the perspective of a few of our cadets as they present their speeches. And looks like I'm the first person on the list. But before I begin my speech, I'd like to provide you all with some general knowledge of the JROTC program. The JROTC program is a character and leadership development program. In addition to leadership, we stress the emotional qualities, willpower, and service to school, community, and nation. Our mission is to motivate young people to be better citizens. JROTC is one of the most successful and significantly impactful youth-oriented programs in American history. 5 quality indicators used to measure the effectiveness of the program in high schools are attendance, graduation, indiscipline, dropout rates, and GPA. JROTC exceeds schools' averages in each of these categories. In our district, we have about 2,500 cadets in the JROTC program, and our numbers prove these quality indicators to be true. Our program has been alive for 25 years and continues to grow and improve the lives of many, many students. There are many different ways this program impacts a cadet's life, and here is how it has impacted mine. I am the youngest of 7 children. Now I know what you're thinking, that's a lot. I agree too. Growing up, this has set my standards very, very high. My dad is very old school, a traditional man set in his ways. He believed involving myself in extracurricular activities was a waste of my time. So, being as involved as I am, it didn't sit well with him. He kept telling me I would lose my 4.0 GPA and being involved would make me unsuccessful, while I believed the complete opposite. And I could do nothing wrong but prove him wrong. My older siblings were in the JROTC program, which means the program has been around me for as long as I can remember. When I first entered the leadership program in middle school at Curtis, I was put into a follower position because the first step to being an effective leader is to be a good follower. In my first year, I learned about critical thinking, staying informed, how to manage and control conflict, and the first few steps to being a great leader. Though through a positive learning environment created by my peers, I was able to become more confident with everything from communicating with others to being more open to new opportunities and experiences. Since then, for me, it's been all about improving me and enhancing my overall leadership abilities pertaining to my character, initiative, communication, and passion for leading others. Leaders have an extremely important role in society today because it encourages a positive and efficient working environment, which is necessary in order to complete everyday tasks. And don't get me wrong, I was never a bad student and I was way above average in my learning abilities. But I've always excelled in everything I set my mind to. But being in the program has taken my abilities and shot them straight up into the sky. How do you think I'm standing here talking to the most important people I know with the title of Corps Commander, and I'm honored to be in charge of now 2,500 cadets. Over my years in JROTC, my leadership aptness has greatly improved, and JROTC has given me the experience and opportunity to step ahead and be ready to replace current leaders. I gained so much more than knowledge and leadership skills in JROTC. I actually gained far more, something far more important than that, a family. With parents that were never satisfied and still aren't that satisfied with my many, many achievements, and siblings that moved away a long time ago, I was left to only myself. But the JROTC program has provided a place for me to be able to express myself. It has placed amazing role models and friends in my life who I consider my family and have pushed me to the limits. I am forever grateful for my instructors who have helped me pave my way to success. They are far more than instructors. I actually take them more like parents. And yeah, that still comes with all the nagging and the arguments and the many, many embarrassing moments that they've put me through. So many. But I wouldn't trade them for the world. JROTC has become my second home, and I wouldn't know who I would have become without it. It's kind of all I've ever known. Thank you.
Good morning, Superintendent Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Hester, instructors, and cadets. I am Lieutenant Colonel Callie Dilks, and I'm the Deputy Corps Commander. This morning I'll be explaining to you how Junior ROTC has impacted me and prepared me for my future. Junior ROTC has prepared me for my future by helping me find my confidence and showing me the true potential I had within that I never knew I had, as well as finding my career path. The program took me in when I was a broken, lost student, trying to find somewhere where I belonged. I found myself within that program. They took the dying flower that I was becoming and gave it life. Coming into the program, I was sent to my biological father's house because my mother was going through a really difficult divorce. Middle school was moving constantly for me and full of discouragement from my home life. If it wasn't for Master Sergeant Harville, I would have not even joined the military program. Starting the program, they taught me to speak out and not be afraid to have a different opinion than everybody else. They taught me it's perfect for me to have individuality, and that was what the program was all about. They also helped me find the love that I have for physical activity, as that was my therapy because I still viewed myself as a broken angel, still repairing my wings. While I was in the process of repairing my wings, I moved back in with my mom. This meant I moved schools, and luckily South High School had this program that I can plant myself into new soil and continue pursuing my growth because I slowly realized the program was what I needed to continue my growth in life. At South, I began to learn the values of leadership. I learned how to communicate efficiently. First Sergeant Phillips and Chief Graytalk showed me that every situation requires communication, simple or complex. They believed in me when I did not think I could ever succeed. They taught me everything I needed to learn, even though I could be, as what First Sergeant would say sometimes, a bonehead. I finally gained confidence within myself to lead others. To become a leader is to grow from others, to improve yourself, but to lead is to help others become better than yourself. I always told my cadets to strive to my position, and then when they got there, get bigger than me. This program also prepared me for my future because it gave me my career path. Junior ROTC taught me the history of the military that intrigued me to learn more about how important the military actually is for our country. I took the necessary steps to become a soldier in the U.S. Army. I went to MEPS before my senior year began and signed my contract as a 91 Foxtrot, a small arms and artillery repair. I learned in Junior ROTC how I have potential to grow into the military and become something after high school. I have also learned the Army values and what I will continue to live by for the rest of my career. To put this speech into a nutshell, the Junior ROTC has impacted my life and prepared me for my future by essentially growing me into the bright flower that I've always needed to become. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Superintendent Thompson, and cadets and instructors. My name is Alexandra LaForge. I'm the Wichita Corps Command Sergeant Major, and I'm a junior at Wichita South High. I've been involved in the ROTC program for nearly 6 years, and I have benefited in countless ways. Today I'll be telling you about how I benefited from the relationships I've gained through ROTC. When I first entered the program in 6th grade at Hamilton Middle School, I was incredibly insecure. I would constantly convince myself that my ideas weren't worth sharing, and I was too worried about embarrassing myself to step into a leadership position. That changed when Master Sergeant Berrigan seen something in me I didn't see in myself and promoted me to class leader. From there, I slowly gained more confidence, and by the end of my time at Hamilton, I was promoted to Chief Master Sergeant, and I was third in the chain of command. That confidence followed me to high school, where I was originally instructed by Chief JROTC and First Sergeant Phillips. I learned so much from them in their final 2 years at South. One of the most valuable lessons First Sergeant Phillips taught me was the importance of standards. Standards build discipline and allow me to accomplish my goals. They are important in every circumstance. To me, standards often takes teamwork. My peers have unknowingly taught me more than any of my instructors. For example, they taught me how to gain a group's attention and effectively communicate a task. They've taught me I've learned how to plan and follow through with events, and how to reprimand and commend my subordinates, as well as respectfully tell a superior when something needs to be changed or improved upon. It might sound cliche, but I truly consider my fellow cadets as family members. Like siblings, we do not always get along, but we're always there to look out for each other. My teammates have helped me through some emotionally tough times and have helped me improve my grades when I was academically struggling. I'm grateful to have people in my life that I know I can turn to when I need help. Thanks to the ROTC program, I have those people. I am also grateful for the maternal influences I've met through ROTC. A few astonishing women have taken on the responsibility of being our drill team moms. These women include Mama Toll, Mama Powell, Mama Kranz, and over at Hamilton, Mama Loftus. These women have helped me accomplish my goals by encouraging me and providing transportation for my sister and I. I've also met positive paternal influences, including my instructors, Master Sergeant Berrigan, Chief JROTC, First Sergeant Phillips, Lieutenant Colonel Billick, and Command Sergeant Major Erickson, along with Mr. Rotana and Mr. Bear. Each of these men have shown me what a respectable and compassionate male role model should look like. All of these influences I've talked about have shown me compassion and in turn taught me how to show it to others. I've also learned the importance of ideals, such as the 7 Army values, including loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. These values have been instilled in me by the people around me, and I do my best to live by them. Another life skill that has been fixed in me is self-discipline. This comes back to standards. I have to be disciplined enough to maintain the high standards set by cadets and students before me, and the standards I have set for myself and counterparts. Now that I've explained the many ways the relationships I've gained through ROTC and leadership programs have helped me in the past and present, I want to tell you how they have affected my future. As a child, I never really knew what I wanted to be when I grew up, but after spending a short time in the leadership program at Hamilton, I immediately knew I wanted to join the Air Force. As I grew, that goal changed, and now I'm on track to enlist in the Army National Guard before the end of the month. I aspire to attend college at WSU and become a physical therapist, also be involved in the ROTC program. I'm grateful for the people around me who have opened my eyes to all the opportunities the military has to offer. In conclusion, the people I've met through ROTC and leadership programs have taught me to lead confidently. They've shown me a sense of camaraderie, taught me valuable life skills and key values. They've also influenced my future aspirations. I know that I would not be as successful in my academics or extracurricular activities if I had never met the people I have talked about throughout this speech. All right. That's all I have. Thank you very much for listening.
Hi. I didn't think I'd be making a speech today. Well, I knew, but... Hello. I want to thank Superintendent Thompson, Colonel Hester, and everyone for coming and listening to my speech and letting me speak. I am Cadet Hernandez Muñiz, and today I want to tell you how the leadership program has made me a better student and citizen. The leadership program has made me a better citizen when it gives me the opportunity to help my community in ways of showing the community parades, like the Arc City one I was able to participate in. Another thing was when the leadership program gave me the opportunity to go to the Choices Fair to give other kids the chance to become good cadets like me. Another thing that was my favorite was doing the canned food drive that we did this weekend. I got up on Sunday to help collect cans. Collecting cans helps my community and the people in need. It also gives me opportunities to stay busy. Next was the lesson that we learned in leadership program that can help us later in life, stuff knowing like how to effectively communicate and listen to others. This info will help me later in life at interviews, speeches, and presentations like this one I may have to give in the future. Another lesson that will help me later in life is the first aid block we did in school. I learned how to do the Heimlich maneuver to help anyone at a restaurant if they ever started choking, and to help someone who is going into shock. One thing that will help them is raising their feet 12 inches so that the blood flow will go better through their body since their legs won't really need it. Also, you don't want to give them any food or water. Now I want to tell you how it made me a better student. First, it made me want to strive for good grades and build up my uniform and get most ribbons. In doing this, it made me a good cadet and gave me the rank of Cadet Sergeant Major. It also lets me show off my ribbons. That means a lot because of how hard I worked for them on my uniform, and how I got them and what I got them for. Another thing that I learned was integrity, doing the right thing even if no one is watching. For example, on multiple occasions, kids have run from class to class wanting to make it in time and dropping money. I decided that it'd be better if I picked it up and I chased after them to give it back because I wouldn't want the same situation to happen to me. Another time was when a kid at my school was racing his friends and tripped on the stairs. Everything from his binder fell out and I helped him pick up all his stuff. Finally, the leadership program helps me be a better student and letting me have a little hobby drill. I like drill so much because a friend told me to join, and I was so good the first year that I was on the varsity drill team and I volunteered to be captain and to be on the color guard. Now this year, when the drill season came, it was a lot of fun because I got to be on the varsity color guard, and for half of the drill meets, I was varsity captain. It also gave me a lot of friends and it gave everyone a second family, more people to trust, and a safe place after school. In conclusion, today I talked to you about how the leadership program made me a better citizen and student, and what it taught me and how it gave me the opportunities to help others when they need it. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Superintendent Thompson, President of the Board, board members, and guests. Hello, my name is Cadet Private Jackson Witt. I am a 8th grader at Christian McAuliffe Academy, and I'm a part of the leadership program. I enjoy playing sports, and I represent my school as a CMA athlete. My instructor is Sergeant First Class Martin. Last quarter, I achieved a 3.5 GPA. I plan to attend college after high school and become a professional athlete. If that does not work out, I know I need a backup plan. My topic is how leadership instills pride in me and in my school. Let me say, it helps me as a person, and it can help any student who wants to try it out. Leadership instills pride in me and in my school by helping us and become better citizens and become better problem solvers by participating in individual and team building activities. At the beginning of the year, our class had a quick decision-making activity. We were asked, what 5 things would you bring if you're stranded in the ocean on a lifeboat? You were provided a list of items you would select, and you would choose what you think was the 5 most important. We did this individually, and then we did it in small groups. These types of activities help us work together, improve decision-making, and communication with each other. I take pride in being a part of a team, especially when I compete and my group wins. Displaying good character is big in Sergeant Martin's class. If you don't have a good character, then what would people see you as? He has taught me that having a strong character will help me with future job and college scholarship interviews, giving a first impression to a teacher, coach, teammate, boss, or even those in the community. The leadership program is helping me build character traits such as pride, leadership, and developing important values in my life that hopefully I can pass on to others. Recently, in the JROTC program and leadership program, participated in the Veterans Day ceremony at Century 2 and was given the opportunity to march in the Veterans Day parade in downtown Wichita. During the ceremony and parade, we were required to wear our leadership uniforms. I felt very prideful in wearing the uniform and representing our school and honoring the military veterans. Every morning before class, we recite the cadet creed. One of the lines states, "I will wear my uniform with honor and pride." I make every effort to wear my leadership uniform every Thursday in which we are required. When you wear the uniform at school, people notice you represent the leadership program. CMA is a K-8 school, so you get a lot of kids and adults watching you on how you act. I take pride in knowing that. Finally, I believe that the leadership program has instilled pride in me, my classmates, and my school. I am thankful for Sergeant Martin for helping teach us life lessons and many useful life skills while being a part of the class in the USD 259 JROTC and leadership programs. Thank you.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm not a staff sergeant, I'm a sergeant first class, but they kind of messed up on that. Good morning, Superintendent Thompson, guests, and fellow cadets. How's everybody doing this morning? I expected it to be quiet, but guess you guys be quiet. Well, as you know, I am Cadet Sergeant First Class Nathan Pham, an 8th grader of Meade Middle School, and it is an honor to speak in front of everyone here. But today, I will be talking about 3 topics. The 3 topics that I will present today is how I have changed and what I like about this program and why I decided to join. I chose to talk about 3 topics because I have learned so many things and I don't know when this adventure will end. But let's start with my first topic. Starting from elementary school, I didn't really know or bother about the real world. I thought everything was alright, but then I began my adventure through life. In 6th grade, I wasn't really involved, but now it's a whole new level for me. I started to do tons of community service, and I was helping my community, my school, and the world in general. I learned that a little power can change the world and to do the right thing. That is what I learned from leadership, and I encourage others to try it and learn it in my way. I think that if people were to learn it in my way, many of us would do tons of community service and will watch the news and start to realize what kind of changes we can make in this world. And that's fun. Do you want to know what else is fun? Well, let's move on to the next topic. I get questions from many people, but a common one is, what is so fun about leadership? Well, I could list many things that are fun. The community service, varsity color guard opportunities, leadership competitions, and PT, which is physical training, and the list just goes on. Although I have to be cautious about being yelled at or anything by Major Harmon, I'm always on her good side and I rarely ever get yelled at. She's very scary and it has to do... First of all, no offense, Major. Where was I? Oh yeah, and she's very scary, but has me do a lot of work, but most of the time it's fun. Besides that, doing all sorts of leadership doing a lot sorts of events in the leadership program, it really does help me in the future and it gets me out of the house. Unlike my brother. Hopefully nobody here knows my brother and tells him about that, but I get to bond with new people and my social skills increase a lot more than anything else. I'm not afraid to talk to, well, actually, I'm kind of afraid of talking to some people, but it's a lot easier to talk to new people. That's another reason why I joined, but I have other reasons why. So let's go on to that topic. So why did I join? Well, at first, I didn't know what to expect. There was one cadet from Meade who is now a South High junior, and she told me all about leadership. She is Cadet Lisa Huang, and she has been a great influence to me, telling me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. She's just a friend, gotta let that out. But I thought I should say that. But she told me a lot about leadership and how it can help me. But let's talk about someone else who is Major suggested this, but who is more than a friend. I didn't expect it to go this far. So she is Staff Sergeant Lee Wynn, and yes, she is my girlfriend. But she is an East High freshman right now. But this distance doesn't matter. She has encouraged me to stay in the program because it really helps me with my resume and my future. I wasn't sure, but I knew that I should stay, and she encouraged me to do what I think I should do. So here I am, the best cadet in the world, and no, I am not exaggerating that at all. And I think that's about it for my speech. So to conclude it, I really do encourage others to join and think about the opportunities, learn it from my perspective, and encourage others to do the same. Overcome your limits, fearless of what the outcomes are. But thank you for listening, and have a wonderful Christmas break. It was an honor to speak in front of everyone here today. Thank you, and have a great day, everybody.
Good morning, Superintendent Thompson and cadets. Today I'm going to be talking about how JROTC has helped me get through some of the hardships in my life and some of the good things that JROTC has done for me. I'm going to take you on a trip. The day was January 17th, 2019, so beginning of this year. I was in JROTC after school, well, not after school, after lunch, because that's when my JROTC class was. I was in there with all my friends. It was just a normal, gloomy January day. You know how it is in Wichita. The security guard, he comes into JROTC and he asks to see me. This is odd because I'm usually a good kid, so I don't really see the security guard often. He told me that my mom had called and told me to come home. It sucked because I didn't have a car yet, so I had to walk home in the cold. But the scariest part was thinking about what could have happened. Because my mom doesn't usually come home. She's a really strong woman who will fight through her sickness, so I didn't think it was something about her. So as I was walking, I thought about all the possible things that can go wrong. And I'm a very emotional person, so I started crying on the walk home. And I live down the street from East, so it was just not that far, but I could still see that people were watching me cry. On this walk home, one of her friends came and picked me up. It was a random woman, never met her in my life. And she said, "Your mom told me to come pick you up." And I was like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I can't say, just I'll take you home and you'll find out." As I arrived home, I saw my brother, and which is also weird because he doesn't usually come over that much. And he is of a more paler complexion, so I can see the sadness and the redness in his face. So I know something was wrong, really wrong. As I go inside, I see my mom crying. I ask her what's wrong, and she informed me that my oldest brother had killed himself. Now, I've already lost my father when I was younger and my grandma the same year, but that was nothing compared to this, because me and my older brother had a very deep bond, because he's the only one I could really talk about my problems with my mom and just life in general, because we're kind of similar. Throughout the day, we met with pastors, and my girlfriend at the time came over, and it was just a very long day of crying. Later in the night, I was texting my friend from JROTC, and he asked me what happened because he saw that I had to leave. He came over after I told him what happened. He said, "You want to just go drive around and talk?" And we did that. I was surprised that my mom was okay with that, with me leaving at night. We drove around town, ate some chicken, and we were just there chilling, talking, crying. He was crying, I was crying. Very good bonding moment. And then our other friend saw that we were hanging out, and he texted us and told us to come over. And we came over, and we would just hang out until like 12 at night. It was weird because it's school night still. And for a moment, it helped me. I was still sad, but I wasn't as sad. And they really helped me get through that time. JROTC hasn't just given me friends, but has also given me two role models to look up to, and Colonel George and Sergeant Summers. They've influenced me in what I want to be when I grow up. Man. Such as the career I want to have, and if I had as half an interesting career as Colonel, that'd be more than enough. Sergeant has shown me the perks of saving my money, and he does things and how to do things to save money. He really flexes on me all the time about all of his investments. So it really gives me a good outlook onto what I need to do with my financial situation. Through JROTC, I have also gained a guidance on what I want to do with my career. We went on a college visit to K-State for the leadership program there, and next year I'll be attending K-State. Because of JROTC, Because of JROTC, I was able to make a bond with two of my closest friends. This helped me get through the grieving process of the passing of my brother. Through JROTC, I have also had the privilege of flying a plane, going on college visits that helped me to really start thinking about where I wanted to go and what I want to do in college. I've had the pleasure of going to multiple summer trips, which allowed me to create bonds with cadets from other states and other schools. And lastly, JROTC has allowed me to become a leader and learn what a leader is and does through both the lectures and experiences, as well as great leadership, always being demonstrated by my instructors. JROTC has really helped me become who I am, and thanks to the examples of my instructors and thanks to the lessons I have learned through the program, I know who I want to be and where I want to be in the future. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Superintendent Thompson, board members, and Colonel Hester, and ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take this opportunity to express what I have learned and what leadership has done for me. I am Cadet Sergeant Akiri Wills, and I will be sharing what I have learned from leadership and how leadership has provided me with so many opportunities. First, growing up, I wasn't a very disciplined individual. With my behavior at home and school left a lot to be desired. I got in trouble a lot through elementary school. I marched to the beat of my own drum. Every teacher knew exactly who I was. I was that kid. The kid whose parents knew exactly why the teachers were going home. The kid who talked a lot and didn't listen. And the kid who never paid attention. My first year in middle school, I was bullied a lot. I was bullied for how I dressed, how I looked, or even being smarter than others. I went through a stage of depression to the point where I didn't care too much about my education at all. Shocker, I know. In 7th grade, I struggled a lot. Struggled in categories like causing distractions, being very talkative, my grades are dropping, and I had a lot of write-ups and suspensions. But in 8th grade, my educational pathway took a U-turn once I came to JROTC STEM and Career Explorations Academy. I was very iffy about leadership. I didn't know if I would float or sink. But then I took my first step in the classroom. Sitting in there did make me feel a little uncomfortable at first, but it could take some time getting used to. Yes, the work was hard and was kind of confusing, but once I caught up to everyone in class, I fit in just fine. I can definitely say ever since I joined leadership, my grades have gotten better, my behavior has gotten better, I pay attention more in class, I excel in reading, writing, and taking notes. Mostly every teacher knows me for good deeds. I have opened myself to different clubs in school and involved myself in as many activities that I possibly could. I participated and subsidized my friends the right way. I gained a new understanding in different subjects beside AVID. I can honestly say, being in leadership, I exceeded a lot. Now, most think leadership is just marching and wearing uniforms, but it's beyond the uniform and the marching. You learn important information that may be an essential in your later life. Master Sergeant Williams once said, in order to be a leader, you have to see the bigger picture. One of my favorable circumstances is don't encourage or be encouraged by bad behavior. In school, I definitely have a lot of bad influences, but I had my mind set on one thing, my education. Not my peers' fallbacks or breakups, but my education. One key lesson I was taught in leadership is as soon as you let someone change your ideology or corrupt your mindset, there's no coming back. You can be determined to be somebody one day, and as soon as someone gets in your head and inserts a bad idea, just like that, your path is changed. Leadership has taught me it's not about the income, it's about the outcome. So the more effort I put in, the more opportunities I get. Another valuable lesson leadership has taught me is that you might not be able to fix the past, but you can change the present. In leadership, I learned how to refocus, I'm more focused, my grades have gotten better, and I'm more disciplined than I was before. My only aspirations in life is to make something of myself, to be the bigger person in all situations. Some things are not worth spending time on, and pursue my future career of being an anesthesiologist. And in closing, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to explain what leadership means to me. Thank you.
I don't feel adequate to stand here after all those great speakers. You guys were amazing. Let's give a round of applause to our speakers again. We are here today to celebrate the 25th year with JROTC. That is a monumental task, and we're so excited to be here. And our purpose today is just to simply learn more about JROTC and the middle school leadership and how this benefits you. So students, you guys have done an amazing job in the buildings. When we are there, we see you, and you are a role model, and you are an example for all the other students in the building. To the JROTC command staff, you are trailblazers, as you are the first all-female cadet command staff. I want you girls to stand up. Stand up, ladies, and take a bow. Yes. You are in those spots because you show true leadership, and you are the bomb. Girls rock. Today, we are here also to acknowledge our instructors and Colonel Hester, who have empowered our students to dream, believe, and achieve, and to help you to be able to put together such an amazing event. So all of those of you who were participants in creating this lovely event, can you raise your hand so that we can acknowledge you? To the cadets who have spoken this morning, bravo to you. And as someone who stands in front of people for periods of time, I can tell you it is not an easy task to be up in front of people, looking at all these intimidating people, but you all did a fantastic job, and it is a tough task to do that, so bravo to you. And whether this assignment was easy for you to get up and stand up, or whether it pushed you out of your comfort zone, I encourage you to cherish the opportunities like this and the skills that you have learned to be able to have the confidence to be able to stand up and be brave and to speak in front of all these folks. And to the adults in the audience, thank you for supporting our young people. Whether you are an active duty service officer, a veteran, a teacher, a parent, or a friend, your belief in our students who have the courage to speak here today is life-changing. I have no doubt that they are only here, and they are only here today with a small portion, but as they continue to grow and to develop, they will accomplish great things. And students, what I want you to do right now is I want you to look around this room. I don't see you looking. Everybody look around, look around. These people are here because we believe in you. You are why we do what we do each and every day. And we are so glad that you are part of the WPS family. And we are going to continue to wrap our arms around you and to help you all to become anything you want to become. Got that? Okay, cool. The last thing I'd like to do is I'd like to wish everyone happy holidays, and I want to thank you all for coming out to this wonderful event, and have a good day.